Tony Teacher.
This is English with Tony Teacher.
Tony Teacher.
This is TOEFL with Tony Teacher, an introduction to TOEFL, an overview of TOEFL. The more you know about the test, the more comfortable you are. Focus your attention on answering the questions. So what is TOEFL? It's a good question. It stands for Test of English as a Foreign Language. So that's Test of English as a Foreign Language. That means for non-native English speakers. Now what's IBT? IBT stands for Internet-Based Test. So the TOEFL IBT is the TOEFL test on the internet. You do it through the computer and on the internet. Simple. Things to know. You should know the structure of the test before you do it. The duration of the test, so how long it is. Scoring of the test. Why take the TOEFL test? And then, once you know that, you need to know, now what do you do? Next, ETS. What is ETS? Well, ETS is the company that makes the TOEFL test. Their website is www.ets.org, and it has a lot of information about TOEFL, and that's actually the official site for TOEFL. So ETS stands for Educational Testing Service. ETS. They make the TOEFL test, which is the test you're studying for. They also make the TOEIC test. They also make the GRE and the Praxis Series tests. You can check out their website to learn more about the other tests. Let's look over the structure of the test. The first section is reading. The second section is listening. The third section is speaking. And the fourth section is writing. And also, in between 2 and 3, there is a 10-minute break. The reading section are multiple choice questions. The listening section is multiple choice questions. The speaking questions are short answers, and the answers are either 45 seconds long or 60 seconds long. And the writing section, you need to write 2 essays. And the essays are between 200 to 300 words. Let's look at the duration of the test as well as the structure again, but a little more in depth. So reading. The reading section, you get either 3 to 5 passages. And each passage has 12 to 14 questions each. So each passage, so one passage is 20 minutes. Okay? You have a 20-minute time limit for each passage. Therefore, you have 60 to 100 minutes for this section. The second section is listening. You will get approximately 4 to 6 lecture-type questions where a professor speaks, and you need to listen, take notes, and then answer multiple-choice questions. Each lecture question has 6 questions to it to be answered. And the lectures are usually 4 to 7 minutes long. You will also get 2 to 3 conversations, and you will be asked 5 questions for each conversation. And the conversations are usually 2 to 3 minutes long. Overall, this section is about 60 to 90 minutes long. The speaking section has 6 questions altogether, or 6 tasks. 2 are independent, and 4 are integrated. This is the way the Princeton Review Korea teaches TOEFL, and it breaks it down into 2 independent, meaning you can answer this question using your own opinion. And you can answer it alone, independent. Integrated means it's combined. So these questions are questions where you probably will have to listen and read something and answer the question. And these questions you'll have to speak for about 45 seconds or 60 seconds. It really depends on the question. So this section is about 20 minutes long, and it is the most difficult for most students. The last section is writing, where you'll write 2 essays. So the first essay is an integrated task, which means it is combined of reading something, a lecture, and then listening to a professor speak about a similar topic that's related to it, taking notes, and then you need to write an essay. And you have a 20-minute time limit to write, and this does not include your reading and your listening time. Your very last question is an independent task, which is an essay, all opinion-based. In this essay, you have a 30-minute time limit, and you need to write 300 words. You'll be asked an open-ended question where you'll need to write your opinion about something. You need to give reasons and details and examples to support your answer. Yeah. So again, reading 3 to 5 passages, 12 to 14 questions each. So it's about 60 to 100 minutes long. Listening is about 60 to 90 minutes long, and you'll be given about 4 to 6 lectures and 2 to 3 conversations. Make sure to take very good notes to refer to when you answer your test questions. The third section is speaking. You'll be asked 6 questions. The first 2 are questions where you just give your opinion, and the last 4 involve a listening component to it and also a reading component. Also a good idea to take notes when you're listening to the listening parts of this section. And this is about 20 minutes long, and you can speak for about 45 to 60 seconds, and here you have to write 2 essays. First one, it's not your opinion. You have to write regarding to what you have read and what you have listened to. And the last question is you need to write your own opinion essay. Scoring of the test. I feel good about it, yes. So, I'm just going to go in very briefly with the score. So the total score is 120. So in Korean, 만점 is 120. Each section is scored out of 30. So there is a more in-depth scoring system if you go to the ETS website, and there will be a link at the bottom of this video at tonyteacher.com, and you can download the rubric, the marking rubric for speaking and writing. Reading and listening are pretty straightforward because they're multiple choice questions. However, each section has a different amount of questions, and they do some kind of math to get it each section out of 30. A perfect score is 120 and 120. Or actually 120 out of 120. I hope you caught that mistake so that you have been paying attention and you could be practicing your English right now. Also, every university or institution requires a different score. So you'll need to visit their website and check out their requirements. So why take the TOEFL test? Basically, you only need one answer. More than 8,500 universities require a TOEFL score to enter. This is just taken off of www.ets.org, the website. So basically, you needed to get into the university that you're trying to apply to, or else you wouldn't be taking the TOEFL test. Or maybe you just want to improve your English. Now what? Well, number one thing you need to do is study. There is no magic answer to becoming a TOEFL master. The answer is you need to study. Money is not going to improve your score. studying is. However, here are a few options when it comes to improving your TOEFL score. Option 1 is to attend an English institution. There are English institutions all over the world. Number 2, try to find your own personal teacher. There are many teachers all over the world as well, and you just need to look. Where do you look? Good question. You can visit EnglishFind.com to find an online Skype teacher for free. Also, EnglishFind.com is an English educator site for Koreans, and anyone could use it because there's translation buttons that you can use. Check it out. Your third option is to purchase one of the various TOEFL programs available online. There are many, but some of them are hard to find. There is a sample test link on my website, and it'll give you a good feel of the test, and it's free, and it's pretty good. So I suggest you check it out. So visit TonyTeacher.com and look on the left side of the website and look for TOEFL links, and you'll find this 30-minute sample test. On my site, click it, and you just need to put your email address there and your name, and you can take the test. And it also gives you a score, and it's free. You can also purchase a self-study TOEFL book. There are so many to choose from, but the most important thing is you need to study. Okay, there's many books. It'll say like, master your TOEFL score in 30 days. Yeah, those 30 days are 30 days that you studied really hard, right? Not just read it and, oh, my score is going to go up. Nope, it's not. And one more thing, which many people neglect, is you need to study TOEFL vocabulary. One word that you don't understand can make a huge difference. Please study TOEFL vocabulary. There are many different vocabulary books. In Korea, one book I used is Hacker's Vocabulary. It's pretty good. And there are many others you can use, which would be great as well. A few things that you should know. 1. You are allowed to take notes during the TOEFL test. So this is very important for listening, because when I was in university, I took notes most of the time in lectures because I can't remember everything. Me, a native English speaker, can't remember everything. That might mean that someone who's not a native English speaker will have a little more difficulty remembering things from a lecture. But you can practice taking notes and get really good. So I believe taking notes is very important. And number 2 is very important. You can improve your score with practice. If you practice and study the TOEFL test, you will get better. There are ways to answer the questions, and I will have other videos to show you some tips that I've learned in my experience as a TOEFL teacher. Number 3, this is very important. The test is not meant for native English speakers. That means anyone can get a perfect score, which is 120. If you study a lot and study properly. The important word here is study. Not just go to an English institution, or in Korea, a hagwon, and just go to the classroom. That's not going to improve your score. Okay? But studying is, and studying properly. And if you need more information, check out the official site for more information. On the left side of my site, there is the official link, which is ets.org, and there's also one for Koreans. I think it's Go TOEFL Anywhere. Well, if you click on the link, it'll take you there. So I suggest you go to my site, TonyTeacher.com, and check out those links. It'll be very helpful to you. Let's see this wise quote here. Most of my knowledge, or my TOEFL knowledge, comes from teaching it at the Princeton Review Korea and researching about it at www.ets.org. Great words from a great man. Yes, Tony Teacher, that's me. So this is how I know TOEFL and how I learned how to teach it. And I learned from the best. Thank you for watching TOEFL with Tony Teacher. This has been an introduction to TOEFL, an overview. Have a nice day. And don't forget, the only formula to improving your English is studying.
Tony Teacher. Tony Teacher.